Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Droid Life Show today, episode 206. It is Friday, June 14th. I'm your host, Kellen, with me, Tim. Tim Say.
Hi guys, how's it going? Tim here.
So thanks for joining us on this early morning show. Might have a couple of morning shows in a row here, but big time show. I mean, we've got some topics. We've got some topics this week. Pixel 4, number one. Pixel 4 is it's technically like official. Google name dropped
It's
it,
official.
showed it. We'll talk more about that. We've got another Android Q beta. We've got Galaxy Note 10 CAD renders, which I mean they're almost never wrong, so we think we know what the Note 10 looks like. We've got a OnePlus 7 Pro in Almond. We might have an Essential Phone 2 soon, something from Essential. I reviewed this thing. It's in the box already. We reviewed that. There's Google Stadia launch detail. There's like a lot going on. Of course, it's a Droid Life Show, so trivia. Trivia is back. If you're new around here, we do trivia at the end of every show. We have 5 questions, give prizes to 5 different winners. We're doing $10 Google Play credit for all winners this week. And just as a reminder, since we're closing in on the end of June, we are doing all donations are going to the Oregon Humane Society. If you haven't been following along for the past 2 months, we said for May and June, we're taking any donations and handing them over to the Oregon Humane Society. And I see some donations already rolling in. Austin dropped $2, said hello. Jordan also dropped $2, said keep rocking, gents. The earlier, the better. Friday. So yeah, we're handing all donations over for 2 months. And the Oregon Humane Society actually reached out to us the other day because they found out that we were doing this, giving away, or gonna like compiling a bunch of money to hopefully give to them. And they dropped us a statement. So we're just going to read a little statement from them. It says, the Oregon Humane Society rescues, heals, and adopts more than 11,000 pets each year, making it one of the largest and busiest animal shelters in the country. OHS never places a time limit on how long cats, dogs, and other pets stay at the shelter. OHS receives no tax dollars or government funding and solely relies on donations to support their adoption, education, and animal rescue programs. The OHS is dedicated to creating a more humane society for people and pets alike, and they can only do that with the help of dedicated animal lovers like all of you who keep donating. Another $2 donation just rolled in from, I'm going to totally screw this up, Zocketal Sandoval. Let's go Sandoval. It says $2
like
for the fluffies. So all donations for up until the end of June. That means we got, this show, I think we could possibly do 2 more shows worth of donations. Then we'll let you guys know how much you've all donated, and we'll hand that over to the Oregon Humane Society.
Fantastic.
All right. Sarah Washington dropped $1. Brian dropped 2 and said good job and good cause. All right. Should we, Sarah with another $1? Thank you, Sarah. Lots of nice donations to start the show off.
Dive into our topics.
All right. So Pixel 4, this, it's been kind of a weird week, right? Like we got a couple of leaks, and the leaks said, the first one was some of those CAD renders we talked about with the Note 10. So we got CAD renders from OnLeaks, and he said, like, look, these are early prototype. It's like we got schematics based off early prototypes. It showed like this black device with a square camera set up in the top left, which just matches like iPhone 11 leaks. And it's a square similar to what we've seen with Huawei's phones lately, although it wasn't centered. It was top left corner of the rear. And there wasn't much to take from it, right? And then like 2 days later, Google goes out of nowhere. Yeah. Hits the little tweet button and says, we heard, what exactly they say? We heard you guys are interested, or
I think we've heard there's been some excitement or something like that, or
I got it right here. It says, well, since there seems to be some interest, here you go. Mm-hmm. Wait till you see what it can do. Hashtag Pixel 4. So Google just tweets a picture of the backside of the Pixel 4, and if you put the two, like they split the phone in 2, and if you put those 2 together, it forms the back of the Pixel 4. Like we know exactly what the back of the Pixel 4 looks like, and it's June. So we're kind of sitting here now going, okay, wait, what? You just outed this? Like, are we getting this thing early? What else are you going to tell us before launch? You know, Google's phones have leaked horribly for years. The last couple of years, well, last year in particular was really bad, where we joked about how the Russians got a hold of it and reviewed the phone, like 2 months before. I think they reviewed it like August, and the phone wasn't even announced until October. So the Google's maybe getting out in front of it a little bit, which is probably a good idea for them. And they obviously haven't showed us the front. They haven't said if there's any special features, and I think they're going to build in some special stuff. So I guess we'll see how that works. We don't think it's going to come that early. Ev Leaks tweeted like a timeline from Verizon that showed their launch schedule, and on that timeline it said Pixel 4 like around October, which is when we think. I will say just a couple of things about that. Like Verizon and carriers, like they definitely have detailed schedules that go out pretty far. They do leave some room for things to change, so I wouldn't be surprised if we wait till October. But at the same time, if Google's like knows exactly what final hardware looks like, I guess there's always a chance it comes early. Tough to say. For now, though, we're just anticipating a October launch, which is what they've done for years now. What else do we know? Project Soli. Remember old Project Soli? So Project Soli, a few years back, some of you may remember this. Tim and I were at Google I/O, and it was the last day, and I think we were in our hotel, like preparing to like leave town and come home. And the project, what was it? There was the Project ATAP team. Project ATAP team has the final, I think it was the very last on stage moment, and they stand up there and go, here's all this cool stuff we're working on. And Project ATAP was the one that did like the jean jacket, where you could like brush on the jean jacket arm and do stuff. Anyway, they show this Project Soli, which is a watch that has this radar system in it, where you can like motion above it and it'll like navigate around the watch. And this was, do you remember what year that was? 2016. So
16.
Yeah. So 3 years ago, they showed this off, and it was one of the coolest demos of that entire Google I/O. And then they don't talk about it for like 2 years. And then it was this year, I think it got approved by the FCC to operate at like a higher frequency than was probably safe enough, and something like that. And so we've seen some movement on it. Well, a rumor this week suggests that it might be embedded in this new Pixel 4, and you could potentially do motions to control like audio and music and things like that. I'd imagine Google has more plans for it than just that, but it could be in the Pixel 4. So that came out this week, and as that was coming out, that report came from 9 to 5 Google, and then within like 20 minutes, I swear, XDA comes out and says, oh yeah, we found some stuff embedded within an Android Q build that references something called Aware, or an Aware sensor. And so kind of put the two together, Aware, Project Soli, they sound like similar things. This sensor could be something that, well, you could control your phone, and none of it, like there's no phone currently, I don't think, that supports this Aware sensor. So it seems like something possibly built into Pixel 4. So this week alone, we got Pixel 4 leaked CADs. Then we got Google confirming that it's the real deal. And then we have these ideas, or these rumors that maybe they're building in some extra gestural support or something like that. So it's kind of been a week for the Pixel 4.
It's been a big one, and it's only June.
That's what's so weird about it is it's
super
June.
weird.
Yeah, and Google's like, look, here it is. So I wish they would just launch it sooner. The October launch time frame has been, I don't think it's been great for them. We know the Pixel 3 sales were certainly not good. I mean, they admitted that. And I just wonder if the phones are launching too late. And what I mean by that is, well, last year with the Pixel 3 design, right? Like, especially the 3 XL, like it seemed like they were a whole cycle behind everyone else as far as notches go in design. They're using whatever the latest Snapdragon processor is, but they're kind of at the end of the line there when they drop their phones. Like, what's the is it the 845 and the Pixel 3, right? And right now we have the 855. So the 845, they dropped their phones in October, November with the 845, and a month later, December, Qualcomm announces the 855, right? And then we see Samsung release 855, and others early on in the next 2019 release 855. So it seems like they're at the end of a cycle. You see the sun coming through and ruining everything.
Oh, it's blowing you out, bro.
You're laughing at the chat. So it seems like they would benefit from possibly launching a little bit earlier. I know then they're battling Samsung and the Note 10 and then the iPhone, but we're just like, it's too late. Come earlier, like battle in that like end of summer, early school, that sort of thing. Like get in there rather than waiting it to be the last when all of your stuff might be possibly outdated. So
Yeah, I'm fine with them coming in the summer, especially if we anticipate that they're going to continue with this A line. Like if there's going to be a Pixel 4a and it comes in March or February, then yeah, I say launch the Pixel 4 early.
yeah,
So give it to me in that summertime. Give it to me in August. That would be fine.
I think August would be great. And that back to school time, I know it seems weird to being, see that fly buzzing around.
Oh God.
I'm having like a hell of a morning. So that back to school time doesn't seem like it would be a great time to launch new products, but Samsung's had a ton of success with the Note line then, and Apple kind of right at the beginning of the school year drops the new iPhone usually. So
Yeah.
it's not a bad time. And I know the holiday push in October, and they try to get in right before the holiday season. It just hasn't been great for them. So
I got two things. First, I got my hands on a Pixel 4.
exclusive.
What is this? Yeah, this is an exclusive Pixel 4 early prototype. Don't mind the Leica logo or the Huawei logo or anything like that. Pixel 4 right here. So I don't mind. I know a lot of people are talking about, God, it's the ugliest phone I've ever seen, blah, blah, blah. Okay, first of all, buddy, you've only ever seen the back of it. Like, calm down.
Right.
You're putting a case on it. Like,
Right.
It's a square module for the cameras. Like, it's fine. And then also, so in reference to the Project Soli stuff, the Aware, will it be any more or any less gimmicky than what LG did with the G8 ThinQ? Right. And I don't want people to think that we're going to love it just because it's Google doing it and not LG. The LG stuff, absolutely terrible with that time of flight camera on the front side that allows you to use gestures. You know, you pinch, you control volume and stuff. It was super janky, super gimmicky. I know there's some out there who really appreciate it and love it, but I didn't think it was very good. I think a lot of other outlets didn't think it was very good either. No. So there's not going to be any sort of, oh, we love Google, so we have to love Project Soli or something. Like, no, if it's crap, we're going to let you know it's crap. Yeah. So I still don't see the need to actually have gestures on the front side to control things like air gestures. I would much rather just hold the phone, and since I'm already holding the phone, I just press a button that's on the phone. So I have yet to be convinced or see a need for air gestures, essentially. And yeah, remains to be seen.
Did LG's work with the screen off, or did the screen have to be on?
Screen's got to be on.
Okay, so the only way I could see it being useful, and I think Soli may do this, is if the screen's off, and yes, you want to change tracks, you want to complete some sort of task, and you can just reach over and wave, or, you know, I think they showed like snapping your fingers or doing like a wrist gesture back in the early 2016 Soli days. But if you could just reach over and make something happen by just wanding over your phone to make something happen, that makes sense. But yeah, if you have to like wake the phone, like you said, if I'm already holding it, why do I need to like air gesture if I'm already holding? I can just touch it and make it work. So if you can do stuff with it off, that's great. Although that seems so weird that like your phone is constantly like shooting out radar right in front of you. I'm trying not to be like the health conspiracy theorist 5G cancer guy, but like,
sure,
doesn't that seem a little weird? And they had to get like a special like exception to like be able to do Soli at like a higher frequency or something like that. So kind of
weird. So that FCC or relation to that, apparently there were who was it? There was some other company that was concerned that it was going to interfere with other devices, not necessarily a health thing. I know. Oh, okay. You weren't making it clear enough.
I'm just being that weird guy that brings up like the 5G cancer stuff
with
no actual proof. Yeah, so yeah, they were worried that it was going to mess up. So it still seems weird that it's like constantly just shooting out radar. But I think if you can use it with the screen off, I think it could be useful. But yeah, Google's got to prove to us that it's better than just, I mean, the early report is that it changes tracks and adjusts volume or something. I'm not even really sure, right?
Yeah, and then also really if it's being used in conjunction with some other type of software or sensors for better face unlocking, then I'm all for that. I'm actually on board with the Pixel 4 having, that forehead for all those sensors, for the face unlock, but then them getting, do your thing, and then getting rid of the fingerprint reader. I know some people might think that's stupid or something, but I say ditch it, because think about the price, man. Like, if they're going in-display fingerprint reader, because we obviously know that it's not on the back now,
right?
You gotta cut the cost somewhere, or else this phone's gonna be $1,000, and
it's gonna be $1,000 anyway.
Android users did. No knock on my Android guys, but man, they're cheap. And to combat that cheapness, Google's got to bring it down, bring it back a little bit. So cut the fingerprint reader, just stick with face unlock. I think Apple did that. I didn't see riots in the streets or nothing like that.
People love face unlock.
People love face ID.
We Android users, though, we hang on to things. We hang on to things like fingerprint readers.
Well, you're a sentimental bunch.
Yes.
And, yeah. You like to reminisce. You like to do your little throwback Thursdays.
Old times, yeah. Let's talk about that for a minute. So I think it was Unbox Therapy did a video that showed some metal versions based off the schematics. Basically what OnLink showed us, but he had physical metal visions of a Pixel 3 or a Pixel 4 or Pixel 4 XL. And he said that on the front, he believes that there'll be, I think he said no fingerprint reader. And then he said up top, there's going to be 5 camera sensors or something like that, probably to do some fancy face unlock stuff. So I can't say probably too much, but we've talked to somebody who has seen the phone, at least one version. I don't know which version. And they sort of confirmed that idea that it's going to have a sort of substantial forehead on it. But they did not say 5 camera sensors. They did say no notch, but they did not say 5. So there's probably some confusion because I don't think anyone knows. When you create schematics, especially on the front, all you need to do is make sure that cases and things they have to just line up around the edge so they don't cover anything there, right? So I don't know that we've seen any sort of reveal. So there could be a bunch of sensors up there, or my guess is this Project Soli stuff. So it'll probably do face unlock. It probably has to. I mean, I think we've already seen in Android Q, they're building in face unlock. So we know that's coming. And then I think we'll put Soli sensor up top in order to do whatever gesture stuff. The no fingerprint reader though, and I'm not a huge fan of the in-display fingerprint reader, as you know. I don't want that to go away. Because face unlock, in order to work, you always have to pick up your phone and look at it on some level. Some of them are very fast. OnePlus is stupid fast. It seems like it barely even can see your face and it's unlocked. So it's fast. I think Samsung's is pretty fast too. But so Google could do it really fast. But sometimes I just unlock my phone when it's sitting over there and I just reach out and finger unlock it or whatever. I don't want to have to pick it up to look at it. So that scares me. That's always been one of those worries. I just quickly, without having to even glance at my phone, unlock it, and not having a fingerprint reader kind of takes that away. But as you mentioned, there's no fingerprint reader on the back of this image Google sent us. So there's definitely not one on the back for the first time ever for a Google phone.
Yeah. Well, dang.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about it. I just wish it was coming sooner. That way we didn't have to wait months for something to happen.
Yeah, that's one of those things, the fact that they showed it so early. Now we know kind of what to expect, and we'll get the trickle of leaks following it now. But is Google really going to be able to keep the hype going for, let's see, June to July, August, September, October, 4 months?
If they do little by little, if they keep dropping tweets like that, maybe they, show off just the top front half or something like that, show off some cameras. I don't know. I mean, you got to trickle it. You got to give us something. You can't just leave us
the OnePlus approach, right? I guess it works for OnePlus, but does a giant company like Google need to trickle every little feature out?
OnePlus makes me mad in that they do that,
right?
Where every little feature is sort of worthy of an announcement. Right. LG does the same thing, except they do it with press releases, really boring stuff. Check out this display we've got.
It vibrates.
Yeah. So Google could, if anyone could do it, Google's got some of the smartest minds in the world working there. So, they come up with a new messaging app every other day. Got to be pretty smart people to do that.
They create Pixel 3 XL notches.
Exactly.
It's funny because Google, like, a lot of their stuff is very minimal, and I would call it classy in a sense. Like the back of, like these Pixel 3 phones. Like, these are nice looking phones. They got the little two-tone thing. Yeah, and then they throw in like a giant notch on the front, like they did with 3XL, and you go, how did you get from that really pretty back to, okay.
It's googly. Yeah, it's very googly.
I guess so. We did run a quick poll though after Google dropped that official picture and said, do you think it's hot? And the poll as it stands right now, 61% of the DL readers think the back looks hot.
Nice.
I don't know that I would say it looks hot, but I don't think it looks terrible. It's very plain. I mean, if they're like the render shows no two-tone backside like we've seen, or two-texture backside like we've seen. It's an all black, plain black phone with a square camera in the top left there. So as far as the front, we don't know what the front looks like. Like some of the phone concept people are starting to already make renders based off of rumors and stuff that show like, a phone with a bigger forehead that has a bunch of camera sensors in it, no notch, and a really minimal chin. And I think they look nice. The front does anyway. Like I don't necessarily need, the hole punch cutout all display or the pop-up camera selfie full display thing. Like those look really cool, but I'm fine if there's a little bit of chin and a little bit of forehead. Those are better than that giant notch thing they did. So I will take it. But I don't know if it's like the hottest phone ever. It's simple. With the giant square camera thing.
And plus it's just the back. I mean, it's just the back. Yeah. Getting all worked up or nothing.
Yeah. I mean, we try to get you guys worked up over it, but like, yeah, I'm trying not to like form this like grand opinion yet on whether or not this is the greatest looking phone ever.
I think the backside looks really good. I hate the comparison, or it just seems like everyone's first take is, oh, this looks like the iPhone.
Which hasn't been announced yet either, by the way.
Which hasn't been announced yet either. The Huawei phones have been around for a while with these square cameras on the back.
See, and I think that looks bad. That Huawei phone, I think, looks bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think it's all... I don't really mind it, actually. I mind this color with it, just sort of like this, pewter gray or whatever, gunmetal. Huawei has some of those colors, like those bright greens and blues, where the contrast with like the really black camera module like kind of makes it look good, in my opinion. So it looks fine, but fine, yeah. I know you. Yeah. You'll find anything to complain about.
Complain about everything. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's catch up on some donations real quick. Ryan Kerr 007 with 45
rupees?
Maybe. It could be rupees. I don't know that symbol. 45 rupees says, much love to the pups. Appreciate that. Jackson with $2 says, here's to the pups. Muck with $2 says, it's a trick. Don't fall for it. Remember, I say so. That was probably something we were talking about at some point.
Pixel 4, probably.
Probably. Xavier dropped $1. Dayton with $5 says, loving my OnePlus 7 Pro. I think we got two. Kato with 20. Is that the Swedish krona again?
You got it.
Oh, yeah, we keep getting those. Kato, thank you for the 20 there. And Andy just dropped $1. Oh, Kato said $200 phones for the win, by the way. And then Andy dropped that $1. Thank you guys for the donations. Lots of donations this morning.
Loving it.
Do earlier shows, I guess. People just start throwing money out there.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Now we just got to wait for Don.
We're probably too early for Big Bomb Dono Don.
Yeah, he probably wakes up a little late.
Probably.
He's retired. He's just hanging out.
That's right. He's just hanging out. Maybe he'll show up for the last 20 minutes and just
lucky guy.
Just make it rain. All right, so Pixel 4. So we don't know a ton, but we now know at least what half the phone looks like. So that's cool. And we think it's still probably coming in October, but who knows? That's it. But yeah, it's going to be a trickle of little stuff. So get ready for 4 months straight of Pixel 4 one by one feature leak rumor stuff.
I'm ready.
I'm ready enough. Might as well. All right, moving on. Android Q Beta 4 dropped last week, right? Yeah, last week. We didn't have a show last week. So Q Beta 4 dropped. It had some issues initially with boot looping some phones. So Google paused it, and then they restarted it this week. We are on Beta 4, so we'll have... Are we on release candidates after this? This might be the last beta. I mean, it's not technically the last beta. They'll be a part of the beta program. But I think this is we got final APIs this time. It's a final-ish build. But what we'll get after this, I believe, are 2 release candidates, and then they'll drop the official version, stable version, probably in August, which is what they've done the last few years. Andy dropped another $1. Chris just dropped $2. Says, "What's the a little black name going to be for the Pixel?" Haven't they been just black for 2 years? Don't you think they'll do that again? Just keep black.
I was thinking just black. I mean, this one looks like really dark, so I was thinking hella black.
That'd be great, actually, if they named it that.
Hella black. I like that.
Pretty funny. As far as the Android Q Beta 4 goes, it's available on every single Pixel device, going back to the original Pixels and the new 3As. What's new in it? Not a ton. They tweaked the gesture navigation some. They fixed broken notification controls. The clock icon on the lock screen, they moved it to the top. I mean, this is like big stuff here. Huge stuff. They added some new accent colors, which no one knows how to access except for us who dig in developer settings. I mean, we do think they're going to release an app at some point, right? Like a Pixel customization app, probably at the launch of the Pixel phones, new phones. The Google search bar now turns black when you have night mode on. I mean, these are huge. These are huge changes. There's colors in notifications now in dark mode, whereas it used to be just white. Yeah. We think face authentication is coming. Oh, there's no longer separate light and dark themes. It's just normal mode, which is light, or you just flip a little switch to dark theme. Just a switch, on or off dark theme.
Huge.
Yep. You may be able to one day use the power button to quickly launch Google Pay and toggle between cards. That might be a thing. That's much huge. It. There's absolutely nothing big in this update, but it shouldn't be. We're getting close to stable. The other thing to keep in mind is Google doesn't bake cool things into Android builds anymore. They bake them into Pixel phones for a special Pixel experience. It's kind of how that works.
Xavier Santana in the chat was asking, is Q Beta stable enough to use daily? I'm going to go ahead and say yes.
I think so at this point. Yeah, even I've been running it.
Yeah. Once you get past the build 3, build 4 mark, you're usually stable enough for daily. Build 1 and 2, stay away from if you need it for a daily.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Who knows what's going to be in that thing?
Yeah, I was surprised they called those betas this year. They were bad.
Yeah, there was actually, what was I going to say? Oh, there are certain features that may or may not still be enabled. I think last time I checked, Google Pay is working on this latest build, but I could be mistaken.
So it kind of depends. If you're the type that unlocks bootloaders and flashes software that way, that always breaks. I think it trips safety net or whatever the hell it's called and breaks Google Pay. If you take just the betas and you don't unlock bootloaders, I think Google Pay is working at this point. So
there you go. Google Pay. So real quickly, after having Samsung and being on the Galaxy S10 Plus and Samsung Pay, oh man, I miss it so much. Google Pay and NFC sucks. Like, just give me MST. Samsung has to license that out or something. Like, it's tops compared to NFC contactless payments.
What are you using right now for a phone? Oh, you're using OnePlus.
OnePlus 7 Pro, which is still fantastic phone. Love it. But I can't use like NFC like I could with. So, okay, real quick example. The grocery store I go to almost every other day. I could use Samsung Pay at all their terminals, whatever. But with Google Pay, it's super hit and miss. Like some are working, some are not. But with Samsung Pay, I could always put my phone up to it and it would work.
You never have to worry.
Yeah, now I'm the jackass who has to pull out his wallet, swipe the card, or insert the chip. I love Samsung Pay.
I think I never really got into it because I just haven't really used Samsung phones regularly because I don't usually like them.
Oh, you're missing it.
And then with the S10e that I was using for a while there, I was just using Google Pay.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I know. I'm just so used to it. Again, I'm an Android user. I stick to what I know and my old ways and I don't change. And the Samsung Pay stuff is just way too fancy.
Marvin Medina makes a great point. He says, get a Gear S3 watch. No. That ain't gonna happen.
I seriously tried to use a Galaxy Watch like 4 separate times. And that's like the newest one, right? And it is
Galaxy Watch.
So bad. It's so Samsung watches. I know some people really like Samsung watches.
They do.
I do not like them at all. There's something about the way they fit. The fit and finish is fine, but the way they fit my wrist and then their operating system is, I do not like it. It doesn't handle notifications properly at all, unless it's like a Samsung app, and I don't use any of Samsung apps. But anyway, that's a rant for probably another day.
Yeah. Either way, thank you, Samsung, for making Samsung Pay. I love you for it. I hear the Brinks truck pulling up. It's gonna be a good day. It's Friday.
Anyway, we were talking about Android Q4 beta 4. You can use it now. It's fine. You'll be good. But back onto Samsung though. So we did get Galaxy Note 10 CAD renders within the past week. So again, OnLeaks puts together CAD based renders that are based off of like schematics, detailed schematics from a phone that like case makers get, so that when the phones drop, they have made cases that fit precisely on these things, right? So his leaks of these things are almost never wrong. Like, sure, like the size of a camera hole might be slightly different or whatever, but for the most part, these things are on point. So we think we know what the Note 10 looks like, and it's changed up a bit from like, especially the Galaxy S10 line. So squared off top and bottom, just like Note phones have been the last couple of years, whereas S10, or I should say Galaxy S lines, are a little more rounded in the corners and things like that. But so they moved the triple camera over into the top left corner on the back, and then the hole punch on the front, instead of being in the corner, is dead center. No headphone jack. We do have buttons though, and there was a rumor that it might not have buttons. But no headphone jack for the first time in a Samsung phone. And there's an S Pen on the bottom, of course. That's pretty much it. I mean, it looks like a Samsung phone, and it's got all the things you would see in a Note phone outside of a headphone jack. Yeah. What else do you want to say about the Note 10?
So yeah, this might go against the contract I got, but I don't really like the look of this phone. So I guess I'm sort of happy that the phone is now with the centered camera cutout, but something about it is really throwing me off.
Okay, so
it looks too square.
Yeah, for sure it's squared off. But now that we've seen the centered camera punch out, and you've used an S10 Plus for a while, I've used an S10 where we had the off to the side. What do you like better? I think I like the side now that I look at this, to be honest.
No, like give me the center. Give me the center for sure. But so I feel like, so here's how I know I'm getting old, right? I just turned 30. These curved displays are starting to piss me off. Like, I want a flat display. And this phone looks really difficult to use.
Though, like, just imagine that bottom corner. It's just gonna dig into your palm, and then you're gonna palm touch the side of it. Oh man, it's gonna be awful to use.
I just imagine how big this phone is gonna be. You know, sort of like a OnePlus 7 Pro, and it's just really hard to use.
I mean, this is like breaking news, you guys. Tim is on flat display for life team. Team flat display. Hashtag team flat forever. Hashtag curved displays suck. BALLS's.
It sucks.
Yeah. Curved displays are the freaking worst thing ever. Samsung's never going to get rid of them, by the way.
Like
OnePlus is on board.
Yeah. Like, it's a cool aesthetic. Looks cool. I just don't know if I just don't know. It doesn't interact well with the way Android is built. With the way you swipe out from every single app, right?
You have to like reach over a cliff and find the edge of that curve and come
bring
all
it
the way
over
back.
And then
Yeah.
It
curved
sucks.
displays suck. All right, I'm glad. It used to be just one of us on this team. Now there's two of us. I feel much better.
Yeah, are the Pixel 3As? Those aren't curved displays, obviously.
Hell no, they're cheap. That's the one thing that Google's done, is not do the curve thing, but I am worried that they'll go with it this year on the Pixel 4. I hope not. We didn't talk about this, but the Pixel 4 really needs a 90 hertz at least display. Like, once you use a OnePlus 7 Pro, it's tough to go back.
Yeah, I know I already did a sort of like a wish list for the Pixel 4 earlier this year, but now that we've seen the back, I feel like I sort of need to like do another piece and be like, here's what I need to see, or something like that.
Good.
I don't know. But yeah, this phone doesn't really interest me at all.
No.
It's got Samsung Pay.
It's true. It does have Samsung Pay. But speaking of the displays, like Samsung's got to do that too, right? Throw 90 hertz, 120 hertz, something on this thing. Don't we think they're going to do a Note 10 Pro and like that'll probably have the better display and the regular Note 10 won't? And
well, so the Pro will probably have 5G. I just assumed it was going to be called the Note 10 5G.
Probably.
And that was going to be like the Pro or whatever. I don't know. 5G sucks.
Branding things 5G right now seems like a good way to get customers to not buy it.
Pro.
Like I would say Pro. Yeah,
stupid.
you should name things with Pro. Yeah, but Pro is better than 5G because 5G doesn't mean anything right now. I mean, I know it'll trick a few morons, but it's stupid.
Trick a few. Harsh.
I mean, imagine like someone that lives in Portland and goes to Verizon today and goes, "What? There's a Galaxy S10 5G. Let me get that 5G action." And then they walk around telling all their friends,
I've got 5G.
And it says 4G the whole time. It just says LTE, actually. They don't even say 4G anymore. And like someone will probably be afraid to call that guy out for having the 5G, telling everyone he's got a 5G phone. You don't, dude. You don't.
I won't be afraid to call them out.
I won't be. I will tell people that they got scammed.
You got scammed, bro.
All right, so that's the Note 10. I'm with you. Like CAD renders are CAD renders. Like that's cool. These don't do anything for me. Yes, this phone looks incredibly awkward to hold, use, and just about everything else. So yeah, skipping right on past that.
At least it's got buttons.
At least it has buttons. I was really worried there when people were out here shouting no buttons.
No buttons.
OnePlus 7 Pro available in fresh Almond today.
Woo.
Well, this week it launched. So we got the Almond guy in house. You still have Nebula Blue, I'm assuming.
Still got Nebula Blue with a case on it. Ugh.
Yeah, see, I can't put a case on this Almond. No way.
It's such a large phone, man. But when you're playing your games and all that stuff, it's nice having a large phone in your pocket.
Yeah, like I reviewed this bad boy and complained heavily about the size and weight and all of that stuff. Now that I have it back, because once I got done reviewing it, you took the Nebula Blue, so I haven't had it. Now that I have the Almond and I've been using it here for a few days, like when you're just at home on the couch, whatever, where you can set this down in a safe place. It's totally a great house phone. I know we've talked in the past about house phones. The OnePlus 7 Pro is like the ultimate house phone because it has the best display you can find. And yeah, like watching anything, playing games, doing stuff on it, it's a joy to use. Then when I leave the house, though, I kind of go, I'm going to drop this thing. This thing is huge and it's heavy and it's got glass freaking everywhere. So it's a good house phone.
I've already dropped the phone multiple times. I'm just really glad that it's always been somewhere where it's not going to get hurt, like on the carpet or something. But I'll just I'll fumble it. It's easy. It's an easily fumbable phone. It's fumbable. So, oh man, you're getting blinded by the light.
One glare that's going off this shiny part of my monitor, and it's giving me like robot face.
Yeah. So besides it being fumbable, yeah, it's just really large. But I like the blue much more than the Almond. I saw the Almond well ahead of launch, and it was okay. I just thought it was sort of bland looking, kind of boring.
I like it just because it's different, I think. I don't know that I love the gold trim. Not a big gold guy.
Sure.
But the pale, light almondy colors.
Almondy color.
Not bad. Oh, look at that. I already got a little scratch on the back. Dope.
And what else is new? You're always scratching phones.
The Almond version is $700, 8 gig RAM, 256 gig storage. Not a bad deal. It's the same OnePlus 7 as all the OnePlus 7s. It's just now in Almond.
Had to get thankfully I found some cargo pants to carry this phone around in because it don't fit in pockets.
Not really.
So I just cargo it up. And I'm just like, okay.
I wear a lot of athletic shorts at home because I work from home and, don't get dressed very often. Yeah. The OnePlus 7 Pro is not a good athletic short phone.
Oh, no, it drags them down. You're always having to hold them up or tie them real tight. Oh, yeah. Total pain.
You sit down, that's slipping out.
Exactly. Yeah, I would not recommend athletic shorts if you're rocking the OnePlus 7 Pro.
So definitely not. In potentially huge news, which I know you guys really have been waiting for about 2 years now, we might have an Essential Phone follow-up on the horizon. This is kind of a weird story, but so in September of last year, I tweeted out something like I was kind of poking fun at Google's update situation. Like they released this monthly security patch, and everyone goes and hammers like the check for update button, and there's never an update. And I was pointing out that, but when you do that with Essential phones, the Essential Phone update is always available like immediately that same day that security patches drop each month. And it was one of those tweets that like picked up a little bit of steam, and like I think Essential and Andy Rubin retweeted it at some point or something like that.
They love you.
Yeah, so some dude responded though to that retweet by Rubin and said, "Don't just retweet it, announce something. This was the first Android phone I didn't have to do a factory wipe on after a year." Still going strong. And this week, Andy Rubin shows up and says, like, we're talking like 7 months later, and says, "Thanks, we'll make an announcement. Hang tight." I mean, he didn't like say like we're going to make an announcement next week
regarding a phone or anything.
Yeah, well, this guy was referencing the phone. He says announce something. So it could be that, or it could be Andy was just like he did it at 4:30 in the morning too. I mean, I guess he could have been in New York. Could have been 7:30. But West Coast time, it was 4:30. The timing is weird, but either way, we get excited every time something happens in Essential world because we were big Essential fans, and I just want an Essential phone too. I'm sure it'll suck, but I just want one.
Yeah. Well, first, I mean, Andy Rubin could be anywhere in the world, and props to that guy for just coming back on social media like nothing has happened. Like. He's the man. Terrible human being, apparently, but he's the man.
Apparently not a great dude, but he just shows up. Starts liking shit that's 7 months old. Sorry,
I know.
That's 7 months
super old. Peculiar, super odd behavior.
He's probably on a beach like in France with his $800 million settlements or whatever he walked away with from Google, and is like, "I'll just like some stuff and just stir it up a little bit over here on the beach."
Yep. People forget about what I've done real quick.
On my yacht. Yeah.
Yeah. Bless his heart. But it's got me excited. I don't care that Andy Rubin is like attached to Essential because I just like Essential. I didn't like Essential because of Andy Rubin or anything like that. I like the Essential phone very much so. So if there's a 2, they got my money.
Yeah, we will try to separate the company from the man if that's possible, and hopefully they make a good phone.
Essential phone 2 still on the old desk because you never know when you just want to pop it up because every wallpaper looks good on it.
Yeah,
like there's no bad angle on this phone, man. It all looks good.
It sure does. I pulled the white one out the other day, updated it to Android Q because it got the Q Beta 4 the same day as everyone else. It still runs like crap. It still runs just like
terrible
it did
phone
2 years ago. Yeah.
I love that. I mean, it is the ultimate testimony to bad software just destroying the best hardware. Really unfortunate.
That's actually a great lead into the next topic.
All right.
Bad software ruining potentially decent hardware. Moto Z4.
Moto Z4.
Yeah. Moto Z4. So we reviewed the Moto Z4. It's already in a box because I don't think I'll be using it ever again. Moto Z4 is available now if you guys really want to buy it. You can buy it for like $500, which I wouldn't. You can buy it from Verizon for $240 if you want. That would be a 2-year contract. You'd be locked in with the Moto Z4 for a couple of years. I'm not sure you want to do that. Let's see. I'll try to make this quick. So software is still fine on Motorola's phones because it's clean, light Android. And they add like Moto Display onto it. Although Moto Display is aged at this point, it's not an always-on display, so they're kind of a step back. They haven't adjusted it all, so it's not great any longer. What else do they do that's good in software? I guess it's just software that's not in your way, so I don't really hate it. But they're terrible at software updates, so keep that in mind. They would only commit to Android Q, nothing really beyond that, like maybe some security patches here and there, so just be aware of that. The display on it's fine. It's a big 6.4-inch 1080p OLED. It's fine. Nice display. The camera's actually surprisingly decent. I did like the camera on it, although this really pissed me off. The portrait mode. So I don't take a ton of pictures of people outside of my kid, right? So,
They're cats.
Or cats. But I use portrait mode on other phones a lot to like, get that bokeh in the background of like beer at the growler shop, right? Anything, right? So you can't do that on this phone. If you flip it into portrait mode, it starts looking for a face. And if it can't find a face, it says, sorry, can't find a face, taking a regular photo. So you
That
can't.
sucks.
Yeah, so you can't like create depth in any photo outside of an actual portrait.
They thought they were being smart. They didn't realize they were being dumb. That's understandable.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. It has like a night sight or night vision mode that's comparable to what Google's done. Battery life on the phone's really good. As far as stuff that's really terrible, like the fingerprint reader on the phone, it's an optical fingerprint reader like the OnePlus 7 Pro has. And I wasn't a fan of the 7 Pros, but now that I'm back on it, I can see that it's actually been improved some. The Z4s is like almost unusable. We're talking like tap your finger, let it sit there, watch it scan for a couple seconds. It might let you into your phone. Probably more likely that it won't. Performance on the phone was pretty bad. We're talking jittery, skippy. Scrolling on the thing was giving me a headache at times. And software updates I mentioned were bad. One of the things is it's a Moto mod capable phone, as we all know, being a Moto Z, except they changed the shape of the back, put like these subtle little curves on it, hoping that it would be more comfortable in your hand, which is them essentially admitting that no one uses Moto mods, right? They're like, yeah, you want to use this without Moto mods, but the Moto mods no longer fit properly. There's like an edge on them. Motorola didn't add any new Moto mods to the lineup, so they're out of ideas there. I mean, look, like this is just not a phone people should buy. The Pixel 3a is $400. You should just buy it if your budget is around $500. Not the Moto Z4.
Man,
I don't want to spend too much more time on it. That's all I'm going to say. I just would not recommend anyone buy it.
Rip.
All right, Google Stadia news. Google's gaming streaming subscription service is official.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Google Stadia launches this November, and there's a free tier, which basically just I think it lets you on the service to like buy games through it, and you also don't get like the best quality. You don't get the best sound, some stuff like that.
You get nothing.
Yeah, and then there's Stadia Pro, which is $10 a month, and that's not like necessarily a game subscription. That's just a subscription to the service, which means you're paying $10 a month to get up to 4K streams. You still get 60 frames per second on both of those. 5.1 sound. There will be some free games to play here and there, like they're going to give you Destiny 2 at launch, and then there's some exclusive discounts on games and stuff like that. So there's either free 1080p stream, 60 frames per second, stereo sound, or $10 a month for up to 4K, 60 frames, and 5.1 sound, and maybe a free game here or there. That's kind of the difference. They're launching it with a Founders Edition, which the Founders Edition is what? You get a special edition colored controller. The Google Stadia controller. Is it called the Google Stadia controller? Stadia controller. Something like that. So the Founders Edition, you get that. You get... I'm trying to find like the actual list of what you get. What do you get?
You get a whole bunch of stuff. You get Chromecast Ultra.
That's right.
You get the controller. You get a whole Destiny 2 like package with the season pass and all this nonsense.
That's right.
And there's something else.
You get 3 months of Pro service.
3 months of Pro for you and a friend.
That's right, and a friend. And you get to pick your gamer tag name first.
Yep.
Before everyone else.
Yep.
So you get to lock that in. We did order one just so I can lock in Kellen before everyone else in the world tries.
Oh yeah, there's so many Kellens out there. Pretty uncommon name.
Just one of those guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I did that when Outlook.com announced their emails. Like I have Kellen at Outlook.com, right?
That's pretty good.
And the worst part about that is that when
you get hella emails.
Oh my god! And mostly it's people signing up for porn and things like that. Like,
that's
like
nice.
Some other dude named Kellen signs up for stuff because he just is like, oh, I'll just use Kellen at Outlook, and someone stole it and they signed me up for everything. It's the worst.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What was I? Oh, I was going to say, why don't you do something like cool, like aimbot,
Yeah, that's true. You could do that. I could do that.
Something OG.
I got some decisions to make for sure. I could just take someone's name, like a popular streamer. Like I could take Ninja or something, right?
Oh, Ninja, and then Stadia will have to buy it from you or something. Buy it for
like $5 million or something.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, there's some things I could do here. Yeah,
samurai, any type of sweet word.
All right, so it's launching in November. They gave us an initial list of games that'll be available to buy. So again, this isn't a game streaming service so much as like you're just accessing a catalog of games that you then have to buy, if that makes sense. This isn't like the Netflix of gaming. It's not like that. This is like you just are using a service where you can play games on Chrome and Chrome browsers and Chromecast, and then you have to buy the games. So like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, of course, because that was like the test game, Borderlands 3, Destiny 2, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy game, NBA 2K, Mortal Kombat 11, The Crew 2, Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider,
I'm hearing a lot of crap games.
Wolfenstein, The Division 2, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I mean, there's obviously some big things missing there. There's no Fortnite. I don't know if Fortnite will ever come to this because Epic doesn't really like people selling their game and their own thing and taking a cut from it. So I don't see that happening. No Call of Duty franchise games there. No Apex Legends on there. And I think, didn't the Apex Legends guys say, like, just in the last day or so, like, their game is not built for a service like Stadia? I swear I just saw that this morning. So like,
that I don't know.
I think they just said that this morning. Wait, who is that? Is that EA? Who runs
EA?
it? Okay,
it's Respawn.
Okay, maybe it was somebody from Respawn then that said like, yeah, our game's not built for something like Stadia, so that may never come to it. Like, so you're missing first-person shooter. Well, I know Fortnite's third-person, but so you're missing those. We haven't heard anything about PUBG. So like those style of games that are popular in terms of streaming. I don't know.
Yeah, there's so two things. Sarah Washington, is anyone actually hyped for this? We've had GeForce Now and On Live. How can Google make this stand out? You're absolutely right. I'm hearing Stadia, and it just reminds me so much of GeForce Now, which is not the most popular thing, I would say, among gamers. You don't see streamers who are streaming games from GeForce Now to their millions of viewers. It's just not a cool thing because none of these are the Netflix of gaming. As much as they would want to be hyped as that, you aren't paying a monthly subscription and getting access to any content, which is what it needs to be to really be the Netflix of gaming and be awesome. So I'm not paying $10 a month just to have access to buy a game and then to stream it. It ain't going to happen for me. Plus, I'm one of those gamers who only plays like 1 or 2 games a year.
Right.
I've been playing Apex Legends since launch day, and I haven't played anything else. It was the same for Call of Duty, Black Ops 4, Fallout 4, not 76. and that's just the way it is for me personally. So I'm not going to be using Stadia. None of the games interest me. I don't care to stream it, because you just buy everything digitally anyways, and then you're getting robbed, first of all. Because at least if you get like the physical copy, you could go to GameStop and get $5 back for it once you're done with it. Digital copy, I mean, there's no value. So there's something wrong with the gaming industry right now. Where's my tinfoil? But so clear and the problem starts up top. So I don't know. Stadia,
I think Stadia is probably not obviously for people like you and I, because I'm like you. I play one game at a time. Like I don't play 6 different games, and I also play multiplayer stuff, which they haven't shown much of a focus on yet. These are more like play a game through in like a campaign sort of style rather than multiplayer. I mean, we'll get there, and they have to do multiplayer if they want this thing to succeed at all. But I think what the service becomes is it just makes AAA games accessible to people that don't have like $1,500 to spend on a gaming rig, right? And I guess like that also means like these are people who don't want to buy a console and then the games that go with it. So you can play in a Chrome browser. Like the tech behind it is pretty cool. Or if you have a Chromecast, so at start it's going to be just with Chromecast Ultra, I believe. But that's $60. If you do the Founders Edition, they are giving you one, sort of giving you one. But it makes games more accessible, I think. So I think that's cool. But yeah, like real serious gamer dudes that are big streamers and are pushing and are the most popular gamers on the planet, I don't think they're going to switch to Google Stadia. I wouldn't be surprised if it launches and they do like partners with those people to get them to play a bunch of games through Stadia launch to build hype around it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these people take pride in having like gaming rigs that are beasts that they can like, that are maxed out, that give them the best experience ever. And I know that they can possibly get that through Stadia, but there's just some issues that I think they still need to work through. So yeah, I don't think it's for you and I, but I think in general, the idea that it possibly makes games more accessible to more people in streaming and all that stuff is cool. So, but we'll see if it's successful. I have no idea. They need some more games for sure.
I can appreciate that. Fine.
I'm trying not to be the hater on this one.
Well, you already pre-ordered it, so I feel like you need to, stay so you can get your little name.
It's it. Hey, I'm going to give you the buddy pass. Don't you get a name or something then too?
Oh God, I hope so. Okay, what's my name?
Hopefully they give buddy pass.
I want to be aimbot. I mean, imagine me getting killed by someone named aimbot.
It'd be kind of fun.
It's too good. It's too good.
I mean, you'll only be able to play like single player games anyway. So.
I mean, they said multiplayer was like a thing. Oh, okay. Even though unless there's Apex on there, or the next Call of Duty.
No Apex.
Yeah,
we'll see. All right, final topic. We reached out to Qualcomm and Google this week because we realized it's been since last September that when they announced the Snapdragon 3100, Wear 3100, that they said there was going to be a sport mode and a sports watch from a major sports brand. It's June, so we're almost at a year from them announcing all that, and they haven't made a single peep about it. So we reached out to both Qualcomm and Google. Qualcomm got back to us and said, yeah, we're still working on it. We're still on schedule or something like that. But they wouldn't say anything about sports mode. They just said we're still on schedule to release, still on track to announce something with a major sports brand. And we asked Google though, and they said, yeah, we don't comment on rumors and speculation. And I was like, Google, wait a minute. Like Qualcomm announced sports mode and they said there's a sports watch coming. And really what I wanted to know from Google is sports mode something that is part of Wear OS that they're working on? Or is it a Qualcomm thing that they're just doing separately from Google? And yeah, they were just like, we don't comment on rumor and speculation. Please ask Qualcomm. And I was like, wait a minute, if there's a sports mode coming, like Wear OS has to like understand how that works and like build that in. Like, how can you not comment on something that Qualcomm announced like 9 months ago? So I don't know if sports mode is dead, but no watch has it. It doesn't seem like it's coming soon, and there's no major sports brand watch, at least that we know of to date. So I have no idea what's going on there, but we thought we'd check in for you guys that are Wear OS people.
I appreciate that. And I know I keep telling you that Wear OS is a dead platform walking. And it just feels like Google doesn't help, with comments such as that. So
well, and it was bad too. It like before I/O, they announced Wear OS tiles, and Wear OS tiles are they're a fine feature to add, but they were clearly just a press release kind of thing, which is fine, but they did it before I/O, which is usually a signal that they have nothing to announce at I/O in terms of Wear OS. And of course they didn't. And then there was that press, the Android fireside chat or whatever. And somebody asked Dave Burke, like, hey Dave, is Wear OS dead? And he was like, ha ha ha. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, there's no one from the Wear OS team even on stage right now. And and he was like kind of joking, like asking other people on the panel, like, are we even here, Wear OS at I/O? And somebody's like, yeah, they're in the sandbox. And it's like, he's like, yeah, they're in the sandbox. He's like making jokes about how they don't give one. And then he tried to say, yeah, we really are behind it. No, you're not. No, you're not.
It shows you how just much of a fail I think it's been, and how much Google and others cannot get the wearable stuff right like Apple can. And it has.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I wish there was a really cool Wear OS watch, but I just don't know if we're ever going to get one at this point.
There was
a new chip.
It was the 360, and then they decided to just I don't know what happened. Moto could make millions.
I mean, I think we've talked about it off and on, but if Motorola would re-release the original case, obviously get rid of the flat tire, but the original case, straps, and then just upgrade the internals, hopefully with something newer than the stupid Snapdragon 3100 that's garbage. Like, somebody just needs to create a new chip already. I would buy the hell out of like 10 of those and I'd gift them to everyone on Droid Life.
Yeah.
But it'll never happen.
Well, all right.
Is it that time? Is it that time?
It's
that time. There are the lights.
Stretch.
All right, we are done with topics. It's trivia time. If you're new around here, DL show, every show at the end of the show, end of the topic list, we do trivia. So we have 5 questions, and we will reward 5 people with fabulous prizes. This week we're doing a $10 Google Play credit to everyone who wins a question. So how it works is we put a question up on the screen, Tim reads it aloud, and if you're watching live in YouTube, in the YouTube chat, you just type out as fast as your little fingers can. And if you are the first on our screen to have the correct answer, you win. It's that simple. And then at the end of the show, you'll drop us an email to tell us that you're the winner, and we'll send you prizes. It's pretty simple.
Did we say what the prizes are?
Yes, $10 in Google Play credit to each winner.
Good.
So at this time, you should be refreshing or dropping your quality down. I see some 144p squads in the chat. Whatever you got to do to create that super quick connection. Eric Ortiz was here earlier.
Oh boy.
I think he's gone silent because he's like still on his way again to park in my driveway as he typically does. So yeah, I mean, you can tell the people with that fiber. You can just tell.
You can just tell. It's not fair.
It's not fair at all.
Give up, everybody. Eric's in the chat. Okay. Well.
Are we ready?
I hope so, because we're going to get it started right now.
Ready?
Yep. Ready. With question number 1, please.
All right. Question number 1 is up now.
What processor powered the original Essential phone?
No.
What processor powered the Essential phone?
Oh, Eddie.
Oh, I'm seeing Eddie Daniels with the quickness. Correct answer of the Snapdragon 835. Eddie Daniels. Congratulations.
835. Sarah Washington, Jackson, Rashad, Eli. No, Eli was wrong. But Sarah, Jackson, Rashad, you guys were super close with that 835.
Lots of correct answers.
But on this screen of ours, Eddie was first.
Eddie Kuznikov with the incorrect answer of 820.
Yes.
Poor Eli. I just like to point it out. Eli's pretty darn good at the trivia, but he got that one wrong.
Oh, Eli's won some prizes.
He has.
I think I just sent him something from OnePlus a week ago.
Oh, goodness. All right, Eddie Daniels, congratulations. Let's go ahead and get question number 2, please.
Question number 2, just humming along here. Question number 2 is up now.
How much is Google Stadia's Founders Edition? What is the cost, the price? How much is Google Stadia's Founders Edition? Jackson Utert.
Yep, Jackson there.
With the quickness, again, with the correct answer of $129 US.
Yep.
Jackson.
What I love is that Jackson drops 129, which is correct, and then like 10 comments later drops a 140. What are you doing? You were right.
Come on, Jackson. You got to be confident in that original answer.
You gotta stick by it there.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. $10 Google Play credit coming your way.
Very nice. Jackson wins a lot of Google Play credit, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like every time that he wins, it's always Google Play credit.
Dude's never buying movies. He's just using credit all the time.
Well, hey, man.
Not a bad plan.
Nope. All right. Question number 3, please.
Question number 3 is up now.
What version of Android did Google launch the Android beta program with? So specifically the one where you can go to the website and enroll your phone and have OTA sent to your device. What version of Android did Google launch the Android beta program with? Ooh, seeing the correct answer of Nougat from Rashad Gaddis.
Yep. See that too.
Nice.
Rashad with the Nougat.
Congratulations.
Sam right there. Sam Ewing right there with 7.
Right
really
there
close,
with him.
but Rashad is just ahead of you.
It was
Just so
it was
you know,
a
Sam.
split second, Sam. Soccer burn, also correct, but late. Eli Kuznikov again with the incorrect answer. Eli,
Eli's struggling today. He'll
today
always
just
win like the
ain't your
last one,
day.
probably. Yeah.
That's true. I know.
We love you, by the way, Eli. We're just talking a little trash.
Kuznikov. Oh yeah, gotta love it. We're competitive here at Droid Life. So let's go with question number 4, please.
All right, number 4, Jackson. Hold on, Jackson. Email Tim. Question number 4 is up now.
What is the reported release name for the Project Soli radar chip? So it has a name besides Project Soli. Apparently, according to a report, what is the reported release name for the Project Soli radar chip? We said it earlier this show. Sean Winthizer.
Looks like Winthizer. Sean Aware.
I'm taking Winthizer.
We were talking about Aware. Yes. Remember, it was baked in Aware into Android Q. Pixel 4 is the only one that could probably use it. Aware.
Props to Jason Siraj with the amazing answer that I cannot repeat on the show, but it is hysterical. Sean Winthizer. All right.
That is pretty great, actually.
That is pretty good. We might have to put that in print. All right, so
t-shirt, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, that's a good Droid Life shirt right there.
That's a good Droid Life shirt.
Okay, let's go with our final question. Question number 5, please.
Question number 5 is up now.
What manufacturer produced the best Droid phone? The Droid Charge. What manufacturer produced the Droid Charge?
Oh, man.
It should be pretty easy. Eric Ortiz.
Eric's here. He's in the driveway.
He's in it to win it. Oh, Eli, what are you doing? He said Motorola. Congratulations.
He's trolling you now.
Yeah, I know he is. Eric Ortiz with the correct answer of Samsung. Oh, boy.
Had some Motorola's and HTC.
Seen a lot of Motorola's.
I'm surprised at how many people got that wrong. The Droid Charge.
Red?
You guys are crazy. Red. There's a whole lot of HTC Motorola's.
I'm rocking that Droid Hydrogen.
Oh my
red.
God, you still have that thing?
Yeah, man. They won't take it back. It's ridiculous.
Dope.
Prizes today, of course, for $10 Google Play credit winners. I am putting my email in the chat right now. I'm pretty sure all of you have my email address, but just in case, my email address is going in right there. Send that guy an email, and then that guy is going to send you a code for $10 in Google Play credit.
Congrats, everyone. Eddie, Jackson, Rashad, Sean, and Eric. $10 Google Play credit coming in there.
Eli trolling.
Eli
so rude.
Always. That's too
so
funny.
Rude. I want to see a effort every time.
So as a reminder, actually we had a couple donations come through.
Yes.
There was $2 or it looks like £2 actually with a message retracted. Not sure what that said or who that was from. But it says that they donated £2. I saw it earlier, I just missed it. And then Ron dropped $2 and says, "Finally I have a chance at trivia. Great show."
Nice.
Ron did not win though.
Sorry, Ron.
Hey, we appreciate the $2 though, Ron. But as a reminder though, all donations again through this month, from May and through this month, going to Oregon Humane Society. We've got plenty of shows worth of donations. I think we're going to have quite a few. We'll total them up at the end of June, let you guys know how much, and we will donate. Anthony just dropped $2 as I was talking about that. It says Pixel Watch 2019. Heard it here first. I would love a Pixel Watch.
That would be nice.
I really would. I mean, like I pulled out the little Fossil Sport again this week just to kind of play with it. And there's still some stuff about Wear OS I do like, but this is like, while this is the best Wear OS watch most people should probably buy because it's affordable and you shouldn't spend a lot of money on a Wear OS watch. I mean, this thing is like plastic and it feels cheap.
Yeah. Damien Holguin with the huge $15 bomb here at the end of the show. Damien, he says, "Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there." That's right. Happy Father's Day.
Appreciate
Jason
that.
Siraj, he backs it up with a $1 donation. What?
Awesome. That's
Loving
a
it.
huge donor. Thank you, Damien, for that.
Thank you, Damien.
Happy Father's Day to everyone, all the dads.
I know.
Out there.
I always forget about Father's Day.
Man, it's this weekend, Sunday. Big old father. Jason with another $1. Awesome. Lots of donations there.
Ooh.
I'm gonna read through those real quick, and then we'll talk about the game last night briefly for those who don't want the sports takes. But I just want to say thanks again, Austin, Jordan, Zocatl, Brian, Sarah, Ryan Kerr, Jackson, Muck, Xavier, Dayton, Cato, Andy, Chris, Retracted Person, Ron, Anthony, Damien, Jason. Again, thank you guys all for the donations. They are going to the Oregon Humane Society. And Gary the Fireman with $5 says Happy Father's Day. Adopt, don't shop. Appreciate that, Gary. Really appreciate that. $5.
Thank you, Gary.
This has been a big show for donos.
Y'all some beautiful people.
Yes, you are. It's fabulous.
Yeah, no understating there.
Yeah, so we read that Oregon Humane Society statement earlier. I'm sure I could talk about this, but after one of our last shows where we were talking about it, they somehow caught wind of the fact that because we haven't talked to them. We're just going to hand them money. And so we haven't talked to them, but they reached out to us and said, hey, we heard that you guys were going to donate some stuff to us. And I think they just kind of wanted to know how we were doing and what was going on and stuff. And so that they just said, do you guys mind reading a statement? So that's why we did that, by the way. But we haven't talked to them. We're just going to hand them a bunch of money and say, here you go. And tell them who it's from. But yeah.
From the beautiful people at Droid Life.
At Droid Life, yes. All right. Sports talk for a second.
Sports.
The Raptors have dethroned the most injured team in NBA Finals history.
We the North. We the North. We the North.
By the way, I think we are more north than Toronto, aren't we? Geographically speaking.
Ooh, good question.
I actually saw this the other day. I'm totally stealing someone's thunder from Twitter.
From
the Twitters, and they said that Toronto's not even they're third. Portland and Minneapolis are both more north than Toronto, so we actually can take credit for being the north. But, they can have it for now. They're north of the border, and they are the champs now. So if you're from Toronto or just Canada in general, because I think anytime Canada beats all of these American teams at anything, it's a big deal. So congrats, Canada.
That's
congrats,
huge.
Toronto. Congrats to your boy Drake.
I'm looking right now. Yeah, dude.
We're way north.
It looks like we're way, not way, but we're a good portion above.
Oh, yeah.
Seattle's like a whole
Seattle's
state
like Antarctica compared to Toronto.
Yeah. Well, more like the Arctic.
Oh, wait, the North Pole? How about the North Pole?
The Arctic.
Yeah, there we go. Antarctica South. Jesus.
That's okay. It's early.
Yeah, the Warriors, I'm just glad that they didn't win. I do feel bad that half their team has year-long injuries to recover from.
Who knows what would have happened if Klay Thompson doesn't get injured. The dude was balling. And I think Warriors take that game last night if Klay doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
And they probably go on to win Game 7 as well.
They might.
So
they might.
I think if you want to look at it that way, the Raptors got pretty lucky. They played hell of a series. But if Warriors win last night, then
one thing I feel bad about for Toronto is that a lot of people are going to put an asterisk next to their championship and go, well, if the Warriors didn't get hurt. But it's didn't Cleveland go through this a couple years ago with both Kyrie and Kevin Love were hurt, and LeBron was basically trying to do everything? And and the Warriors have won a championship. You kind of go, well, the Warriors got one of those too, where two superstars from the other team were hurt. So, I don't think we should take anything away from Toronto. I think they played a hell of a series, and yes, it's unfortunate that Warriors players started collapsing and breaking.
It sucks. We can all agree, right? Raptors fans, worst fans in the league. They cheer every time someone gets hurt, right? I read this somewhere. I think it was Sports Illustrated. But yeah, it was a good series. Sucks that people get hurt. You don't want to see it, especially in the finals. Hate to see it.
No.
You always wish that a team was full strength.
Yeah.
When they're going at it in the finals, but
things happen.
We know. We're Blazers fans. We know all about injuries and playoffs, and
Hell yeah,
We don't know much about
Nurkic
playoffs.
broke his leg right before the playoffs, and everyone's like, "Oh, we don't Blazers." Ben Jacobs, if you're just joining us, we had an early show today, so this is the end where we're just rambling about sports stuff. We've already done trivia, all that stuff.
And the end.
So now we're watching Women's World Cup.
Yes.
USA.
Next game's on Sunday, I do believe.
I think so, yeah. Nice and early.
Riggs. We don't talk about getting swept up in here. Come on, man. We were injured, bruh. We got excuses too.
We were injured.
They didn't even have KD. I can't believe we didn't win a game. I'm so over life. We couldn't win a game. We were up 17 every one of them.
Every single game, blew them all. It's good stuff.
They were toying with us too. I realized this because they let our lead get later and later into the game. It was as if Kerr said, "Okay, let's just practice being down and coming back every single game and just destroying." Oh, it's pissed me off.
Brutal.
I couldn't even watch the end of the series.
Brutal.
Oh.
Started watching it. Are these new? No, I've had these up for a while. Reviewed these a little while ago. They're usually on, but I'm usually sitting, so you probably see them less. Today I'm standing. Something. That could be. They're fun. They're overpriced, but they're cool. I do enjoy them.
They're cool.
Yeah.
I got some right in front of me. They're not the canvas, but just the regular nano leaf. Yeah. They're solid. They're cool. That's how I get my my little lights going.
Cool little accessory.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else to talk about?
Nope. That's it. So. I hope everyone has a fantastic week.
PC 747 sliding in at the last second with a $25 dono.
With the silent dono.
Silent dono. Where did you come from? Sorry, PC 747. We're earlier than normal. That is huge. Thank you so much for that silent dono here to end the show. Crazy.
Y'all some beautiful people.
Yes, you are. That's a lot of donos this show. So we'll have two shows hopefully before the end of June. We should have two left, I think. I think I'm looking at the calendar correctly. We should still have two to rack these up some more.
Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, that dono is going to sit up there for a while now, but we got.
I know that's going to be there till next week.
It might be there till next week. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, if nothing else, thank you guys for joining us. We got a lot going on soon. We got Pixel 4 stuff all over. Note 10 coming up. Lots of stuff going on. Yeah. See you guys next week for Droid Life.
Peace.